Hello and welcome to WordCamp Insights podcast. WordCamp Europe 2026 came to an end, but last final episode with future global leads of WordCamp Europe 2027. We have the last opportunity to roast them with dragon questions. So, hi guys. My name is Kasia Janowska and I was organizer from comms team this year. And what have you done this year?
I have lead the photo team, which is in charge of taking all the photos from the WordCamp and also editing the videos for WordPress TV. So everything is available as soon as possible.
And what was your role, Emma?
Yes, so I'm Emma, and I was the lead of the budget team, also known as the no team.
Why no team?
Well, sometimes people want lots of equipment, and we just have to draw a line and say no.
One time I asked for a 10-meter mobile platform.
Yeah, long memories.
Lucas, and what about you?
I'm Lucas. I'm the lead of the sponsor team.
Nice.
So we take care that Emma has a budget to spend and distribute.
So basically you take care for her to say yes, finally.
He gets the money, she administers it, and I spend it.
You have the best role, I think. Well, so the pleasantries are behind us. So let's get to the interesting stuff. First of all, the first question that is rising entire year long. Where exactly is the next year's WordCamp Europe?
Okay, next year we're going to Malaga, Spain.
Yay! So you can start booking your night for that event. So, okay, it's in Malaga. So have any of you had anything in common with the fact that it is actually in Malaga?
I have worked a lot. I'm from the Spanish community. I have worked a lot with the community from Malaga. We have had 2 events there this year, WordPress Day and WordCamp. And also they have a long-lasting relationship with other communities like Sevilla, which is my current living town.
Okay, so you had something in common with that. And you?
I just heard about it last week.
Okay.
Yes,
You
I
do.
likewise.
So how come you two also are global leads? How this happened?
Oh, interesting question.
So there was a nomination phase where anyone on the organizing team could nominate someone. And I got asked by the current one of the current global leads, Evelina. I think it was in March, if I want to be available to do that, and then got the ping last week, 2 weeks ago, in a private DM channel, like, "Hey, you've been chosen."
Yes, similar for me. Angelos, one of the current the global leads, approached me and asked me if I would be interested in taking up the role.
And how do you feel? What were your qualifications to be a global lead? For example, for how many years you were doing WordCamps, not necessarily WordCamp Europe?
The 11 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So this is I checked it last week, and this is actually the number 76 WordCamp I'm attending.
Wow.
And I think I haven't been an attendee for maybe 10 years. So all of those are either volunteer, organized or something. So yeah.
And what about you? Do you also have 100 years of experience?
So I organized my first WordCamp in 2023, WordCamp Europe in Athens, Greece. And since then was on the sponsor team, organized smaller WordCamps in Germany and in my hometown in Germany. And yeah, it was always quite good. Last year, I stepped up for WordCamp Europe 2026 to be the team lead of the sponsors team.
Nice. And what about you, Emma?
Well, I also started in Athens because that's where I'm based. So it was a great opportunity to get actively involved in the WordPress community. And I joined the budget team, and I have stayed on the budget team since. And last year, I was the lead. And again this year. And I think that being in the budget team gives you a really great perspective because you see the whole operation, everything that is going on, all the plans for all the teams. So I think that's, I'm hoping that this year, this is going to give me a great insights.
Great. And for how long do you all know that you will be the global lead for next year? Is it days or?
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like
Yes.
Perfect. So I suppose you were not able to coordinate with each other yet when it comes to your vision for next year. So I am curious, without consulting, what is your individual vision for the next year? What change would you like to see in next year's edition? Emma, do you have anything on that?
I'm thinking that it would be great to build the education element because we've made some steps towards that this year, but to actually build it as a much more major part of the WordCamp next year.
Nice. And what about you, Lucas?
Well, I would love to stay in the space I'm currently working in with the sponsors, because I think there's a lot of potential to level that up, to first off deliver the community more value from the sponsors, but also give the sponsors more value at the end about being here in this event, supporting us, and just getting closer to the community.
Okay. And what about your vision?
And for me, it's the other side, apart from the community, to try to get WordCamp Europe closer to the community, because WordCamp Europe sometimes seems like something external, big, scary, and actually all the organizers are also local organizers, so getting more local communities to interact and to feel WordCamp Europe as one of them.
What do you mean by bringing community closer to WordCamp Europe? How would you achieve that?
The Spanish community is one of the biggest communities per capita.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning that I think in 2019 we had something like 18 WordCamps in a year. That
That's
means
crazy.
there's a lot of people who is involved with the local WordCamp, but also there are a lot of people that only attend their local WordCamps. And that happens in a lot of places. So it's making, every month you go to your local meetup, once a year you go to your countries or your region WordCamp. And this is an opportunity of meeting people from other places. So it's in the communication between communities and say, hey, come here because we are the same people.
Inviting Polish community to this event also was one of the goals. And actually, I saw that we sold more tickets than to any local WordCamp normally happening. So I guess with some more effort, we will do that also in Spain.
Wait till we go to Spain.
So what about the education? Because this year we had this WordPress Academy, but it was just a trial only for few people from Poland because we did not want people to commute from too far to do that. Would you make it bigger for people from all around Europe? How do you see that?
Well, we would definitely start with the Spanish community, because we think that's very important. And discussing briefly with Nilo, there are great opportunities and tie-ins there. We're going to learn from the experiences of doing it this year. Using, so we've got the advantage of having this WordCamp as the test, seeing how we can build this and make it even better for the student participants next year, because these are obviously the lifeblood of the community.
Yes. And you, Lucas, mentioned more value to sponsors. What do you mean? More value? They are giving money.
Yes, they're giving money, and a ticket for WordCamp Europe is currently €50, and it should be obvious that €50 isn't paying for 2 or 3 days full of food, coffee, tracks, everything. So, and in return, we should value our sponsors too, and just make WordCamp Europe also more like other business or technology events out there. Like there are a lot of conferences that leveled up their sponsor their whole game. And I think we need to catch up and be on the same track at the end.
I asked around, and people also wanted to know if you have any idea for a theme for next year. Is there ever a theme for WordCamp Europe?
That's an interesting question.
I think that we have already said that.
Education.
No, but because one of the thing we're going to address, or we're trying to address, is that we try to get one program that fits everyone. And what we are talking is actually to having 3 different areas of focus, which are business, education, and community. And this has always been the point of the WordCamp, but trying to focus a little more on each of them.
And the other question I got, this was actually from sponsors. Do you have any goal or any prediction of how many people will come to next year's WordCamp Europe? And do you plan to make it bigger than this one? This one was 2,500 roughly people, right? And do you have any predictions on how big the next one will be? Or any goal on how many people should come?
Oh, this is, again, an interesting question. So we want it to be at least as big as this year. And we would aim, I think 3,000 is a good number. It's a good number in terms of balance of the venue, the facilities, the budget, the income, between 2,500 to 3,000 people. Obviously, if we generate even more than this, this will be fantastic.
I have more information on this because before being selected as a global lead, I was also working with the local team to prepare the proposal for next year. And the venue and what the initial budget, which is just a rough estimate to see what kind of event, the limit is 3,000.
Okay.
So it's not a hard limit, but it's... And usually everything is prepared so we can scale a little up or a little down. So yes, around 2,500, 3,000 will be ideal, but it's getting harder to get also people to in-person events. So that's also a challenge for next year.
Yeah. So we kind of know your dreams and goals, but someone has to achieve that. And you will be the global leads, so you will have a say on who is organizing it. So what people would you especially encourage to use our application form to join organizers next year?
Well, we certainly, the teams this year have been really effective. There were some, the other organizers that we've worked with, lead organizers are fantastic. So we're currently at the moment encouraging people to apply. It's really great to have people to come back because they have the knowledge and the skills and they can pick things up straight away, hit the ground running, as we say. But also we would really encourage people who haven't been an organizer before, perhaps been a volunteer, to also think about joining a team because we will constantly want the teams to grow and to refresh. People move on to new roles. So it's great to constantly have new people coming in with new ideas, new perspectives and new skills to offer. So that's not telling you specific people, but just sort of as a general approach.
And do you have any other thoughts on that?
I mean, there's a role for anyone. Like, whatever your skill is, we probably need it in any of the 12 teams.
Yeah.
So there's a place for everyone. So we really encourage everyone who wants to build this WordCamp with us, apply.
It's absolutely not necessary to be technical. I don't use WordPress in my day-to-day job at all. I know, but I'm still in the community. There's a place for people like me, as well as for people who are working with it every single day.
Okay, this is something that we have always had in every local community. It is a local progression. So you first go on as an attendee, then we encourage you to be a volunteer, then you go as an organizer, and then you end up being a lead organizer for a WordCamp. And Europe is mostly the same. So I will say, especially for volunteers, for people who have already volunteered to WordCamp Europe, they are really good candidates already for being organizers because they already have some sorts of contact with your teams.
Yeah.
So it's like a step up with the people you already know and the kind of work you already have done.
Very nice insight. And actually, can you share with our listeners and watchers how to actually become an organizer, where to go to apply to be an organizer?
Yeah, you go to europe.wordcamp.org/2027. You will find a huge button which says apply as an organizer. So it's it's hard to miss.
And for other people who are not yet convinced to be organizers or volunteers, there will be another huge button which says sign up for the newsletter. And I am saying for the comms team, please do that, because otherwise you won't be notified about very important updates from the conference. So please do that now. So what are your plans for the break from organizing WordCamp Europe? Because this is like the last day and vacation is ahead of us. Do you have any nice plans for vacations?
I think we start already organizing, so there is no break.
No.
I mean, we still need to finalize this year's WordCamp.
Yeah.
So only because the WordCamp date is over doesn't mean WordCamp organizing is over. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot to do. For sponsor team needs to do something, budget team, everyone needs still to do things. And then we have to call for organizers open, and we already start to organize. Nice.
So when do you predict that organizing team will be completely assembled and start working? And not only signing up for the form.
Okay, there's several steps for that, because the first one is selecting the global leads from the first row of the application usually. Because there's a lot of people who repeat, we get the team leads, the people who lead the different teams, and then those people has to select their own teams. We have some calling on that, but it's team is mostly independent, so it's a process that takes some time. But usually we finish it around October, maybe.
Yes, definitely by end of September we should have all the teams in place and be ready to go.
Beautiful. So basically, calls are open, team leads will be chosen, and then they will be choosing their teams. You still have 2 months of vacation ahead of you. So what are your plans? Please do not burn out so easy.
Now that you say that, in the Malaga WordPress community, they have a tradition every summer that they have a meetup, which is really, really, really serious and intense. When we go to the beach, we have a barbecue, and
nice.
Very serious is about WordPress.
We have to move that to other countries also.
Yes.
Although when I am based in Belgium, it rains all the time. Maybe umbrella barbecue then.
Maybe you should move to Malaga.
That's a great idea. Emma, do you have any plans for vacations?
I have
break.
Well, I have 1 week booked at holiday at the end of August in Greece, and that is a sacrosanct week. It's the 1 week in the year when put down phones, put down laptops, sit on the beach. That's it. Looking forward to that.
Beautiful plan. So I encourage you all to have a little break from the community, from work, from going from one sponsor booth to the other sponsor booth, because that, as we know, can be very, very engaging and sometimes tiring, especially with all the swag, which is super heavy after 3 days of conference. But after that, please do apply as an organizer and do apply for the newsletter, because we want to see you during the next WordCamp Europe, don't we?
Yes,
we do.
Thank you so much for today's podcast, and I am keeping my fingers crossed for the next edition, and I cannot wait to start organizing again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.